The latest devices in the Samsung Galaxy series are here, and I got a first look hands-on with them to see what it actually looks like in the flesh. Despite all the leaks and rumours and everything that we've seen, all the renders and stuff, it's never going to be the same as actually holding it in hand in person to see what they're like. They are actually beautiful, they're slick, they're powerful, especially Samsung S22 Ultra. So this is my first look and first impressions. Let's get on with it. In this series we have the Samsung Galaxy S22, the S22 Plus and the S22 Ultra, with differences in size, storage options, camera, battery, charging speed, Wi-Fi antenna and S Pen for the Ultra. Otherwise, regardless of which you decide to opt for by the end of this video, the processing power is sure to remain the same. Before we dive deeper into them though, this is not a review by any chance, this is just a spec overload and some sort of like first impressions that I've got from just holding it for a couple of hours whilst I shot all this content for you guys. So when the actual device lands on my desk, I'll bring you a full review and some comparisons with the Pixel 6 Pro, the S21 Ultra and hopefully the OnePlus 10 Pro if FedEx deliver my device on time. But that's okay, let's start with the smaller siblings. The S22 and the S22 Plus are similar in many ways. They both have a flat glass design, same rounded off frames, same button placement and same ports and camera layouts. And it's probably the one that's closer to the S21's design. So where are the differences? The S22 is a 6.1 inch Full HD Plus display, whilst the S22 Plus is 6.6 inches in size. Both sporting up to 120Hz refresh and can drop down to 10Hz for efficiency. The S22 has a 3700 mAh battery and the Plus with a bigger 4000 mAh battery capacity. For charging, they both support 15 watt wireless charging, but they differ when they're plugged in, with 25 watts for the S22 and up to 45 watts for the S22 Plus. Wireless power share is still available on all devices, which is great. For storage, they both have 8GB of RAM, with the option to go up to 256GB of internal storage. Both devices have ultrasonic fingerprint sensors and they work really well, and you also get facial recognition as well. They run on Android 12 with One UI 4.1, so nice and fluid, both IP68, and where they also differ is when it comes to Wi-Fi. The S22 has Wi-Fi 6, whilst the Plus supports Wi-Fi 6E. For photography and videography, both devices have a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle f2.2 camera with 120 degrees field of view. They also have a 50 megapixel main wide angle camera with an f1.8 aperture dual pixel autofocus, a 10 megapixel telephoto lens with 3 times optical zoom support. It has optical image stabilization and f2.4 aperture. And you also get a 10 megapixel front facing camera at f2.2 with 80 degrees field of view. Now, onto the main meal, the flagship S22 Ultra. The S22 Ultra is very close to the Note series. It embodies everything the Note series is about, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. The Ultra is meant to show Samsung's prowess and what they're capable of without overdoing it and making it worth the price tag when it comes to the power, efficiency and functionality. It's basically a multi-dimensional powerful computer in your pocket. It has a 6.8 inch Edge Quad HD Plus display, an edge signifying its curved edges, more than the S21 Ultra, but not massively, but more noticeable. And you also get a flat bottom which makes it easy to stand up on its own, something you can't do with the S21 Ultra. Samsung calls it a dynamic AMOLED 2X display with an LTPO2 panel that can reduce the refresh rate to 1Hz when displaying things like still images, like pictures, and the home screen, or the settings menu, and can go all the way up to 120Hz when gaming, for example. Although the device will let you select adaptive at up to 120 and standard at 60Hz, I believe the 1Hz magic is managed by the system when needed. Just like its smaller siblings, it also supports 240Hz touch sampling rate in game mode, making the Ultra a very capable gaming device when you need it to be. The S22 Ultra is available in some really gorgeous colour options as well. You can pick from black, burgundy, which looks more like the bronze Note series. You have the white one, which looks more like a pearl white finishing, and the green version. All looking great. I'd say the green and the pearl white ones are definitely my favourite ones. As I said, the S22 Ultra is very close to the Note series. It has a pen now integrated in the bottom left corner, neatly tucked away so you can pop it out when you need it, and it has all the functionalities like Air Command, and you can even use it to snap pictures remotely, and it feels great to write with thanks to its low latency and pen to paper feel. Along the bottom, as well as the S Pen, you'll also notice the USB-C port for wired charging at up to 45 watts and data transfer. The speaker grill is there as well, which is not that loud surprisingly, and can be easily blocked with your hand when gaming. and you also get a SIM card tray just right there. All the button placements are on the right side and they feel nice and clicky. And on the back is the new camera layout design that's basically the S21 Ultra's camera placement without the extra wraparound design, which also mean they protrude and doesn't seem as protected as S21 Ultra. I'm not sure if I like it though, maybe it'll grow on me. They've basically taken that design that I liked about the S21 Ultra, that wraparound design, and they've taken it up the S22 Ultra, which is a shame. Maybe it'll grow on me, but what do you think? Let me know in the comments. On the front, you have the big display that's fantastic. The colours look great as well and accurate. In fact, this is certified for mobile DCI-P3 with 100%. And watching movies on this thing is a beauty with great viewing angles, and when gaming, it's just the perfect size to have between your palms whilst you tap away. Besides its gorgeous display though, there's a privacy light that turns on the top right corner when things like the camera is in use. So if Facebook, Meta or Instagram or whatever they're calling themselves these days are spying on you, you'd be alerted. By the way, just for size comparison, here it is next to the Google Pixel 6 Pro and next to smaller siblings, and also again next to the S21 Ultra. The overall design is great. It seems robust with IP68 water industrial system rating, Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus and aluminium chassis. I'm not sure about the camera layout on the back. The matte finish is great but attracts fingerprints from sweaty fingers, and that curved display is not needed. I'm definitely team flat display all day long, so let me know what you think though. What do you think of that curved display? Drop a comment. For processing power in this region, so in the UK, we'll see the latest 4nm Exynos 2200 processor, whilst the rest of the world will get the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. And it's said they will both be as powerful as each other, with the Exynos variant edging forward when it comes to efficiency. But we shall see when I have them both in my hands. Early benchmarks are also showing that the GPU in the Exynos 2200 is beating 8 Gen 1, competing with Apple, but what we don't know yet is how well they handle the thermals. Of course, with great power comes great responsibility, and the S22 Ultra is no different. It comes with a 5000 mAh battery that will last you all day long, and it comes with a fast charging as well. So, as well as the fast and efficient processor, you also get fast charging and a big battery, so that will keep you going all day long for gaming and everything else that you need to do. To the moon? The S22 Ultra is also available with up to 12GB of RAM and 1TB of internal storage, so you have all you can eat. Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.2 are also loaded in there, and for software features, you get all the functionalities of Android 12 with One UI 4.2 flavour, including updates to Samsung Note where you can import PDF files, for example, and manage files better, and generally the software feels smooth and fluid. Okay, on to my favourite part, the camera. The ultra wide angle camera is pretty much the same as before with 12 megapixel f2.2 aperture and 120 degrees field of view. You have a 108 megapixel main camera with dual pixel autofocus and also uses the latest Samsung ISOCELL HM3. This comes in at f1.8 aperture and you can shoot from HD 30 frames per second all the way up to 8K 24 frames per second. But in settings, you can also select auto frames per second and let the camera software do all the magic for you, and you can also record HDR10 plus videos, but you need to select that in camera settings. Then you get dual telephoto lenses, both 10 megapixel, one capable of 3 times optical zoom at f2.4 and the other 10 times optical zoom at f4.9. You can then also zoom up to 100 times digitally with a decent stabilization and supports to actually help you frame it properly. Samsung does warn you though that your images will deteriorate when using 100 times space zoom. With all the differences in aperture, shooting at different zoom rates may also result in different brightness and different colors applied, and the light capture capabilities would also be different. On the front, you have a 40 megapixel shooter at f2.2 and 80 degrees field of view, and it looks as good and natural as always. And you can shoot up to UHD 60 frames when it comes to videos. In the camera app, I think content creators will enjoy things like director's view, and also that portrait video mode has been improved as well. First impressions, I love the design of all the devices with some bits that will grow on me with the Ultra. One thing I love is that you get a variety and something for everyone without losing out on performance. So the deciding factor would be whether you need the S Pen or you ask yourself, do I need that extra camera capability? If not, then consider the other two devices. When picking between the other two devices though, you then need to ask yourself, how much battery power do I actually need? Then you can go from there. Obviously the size does matter, but how about pricing? Whilst you have the full pricing on the screen right now, what's to note here is that the top end 1TB S22 Ultra will cost you £1,499 and the S22 Plus £999, and the standard S22 at £819. Competitive. But over to you though, let me know what you think in the comments below. Is it too pricey? Is it reasonably priced? Has it got decent enough features and specification bump that you actually consider upgrading to it if you have the S21 already? Let me know in the comments below as well. But the main thing is though, make sure you do subscribe and hit the bell notification as well so you get notified when I upload my unboxing video, the comparison videos and the review videos as well. And hit that like button. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one.